Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new around here. My name is Ashley and I go by the Ashleyness here. Today we are playing The Sims 4 and we have decided to remake the high school. Now Little Simsy just did one as well and I just was so inspired by her and I felt like I wanted to make my own. As you can see, we're in the lovely town of Copperdale and we're just gonna go jump straight into it. This is a really long build, so I hope you're okay with that because it is what it is. It's a really big lot and it has a lot to it, and this build looks amazing when it's finished. So I hope you stick around at least, to see how it turns out because it is worth it. So here I'm making the individual hallways and rooms. Now for the high school, you only get to do 2 rooms. So even if I did like a whole bunch of classrooms, they would only use 2. So I had to make sure that I was planning it out well, and I did add a lot of skill-based rooms and decorated areas for the students and the staff, as you will see. I was working off of a blueprint that I found online, but I just used the general outline of it. I did divide the school into 2 areas for the lessons, so I have one side's going to be more like holistic and the other side is more scientific, and I feel like it adds a nice dimension to it. And then as I'm going along right now, I'm making the long hallway, and as you see I'm making the triangles, and these are going to be, and I do adjust it, I promise, because I know it's off. I do make it into the common area. Now some things that Little Simsies had that or didn't have that I have in my build is I am going to create an auditorium, I am going to create a music room, and I am going to create just like a home ec room and all sorts of things. So it really does turn out wonderful. Right now I'm creating the office area from like where you enter the building, and then it's just going to be right off the building, the entry. In order to see better, I just went ahead and deleted all of the roofs, or I should say the ceilings, so that I could see in. Excuse my dogs barking. They're very loud. So here I'm doing the auditorium first because I was very excited to do it, and these are the bleachers. So of course I couldn't make it too narrow or else they wouldn't be able to be used, and so they are quite thick for bleachers, but I feel like they really turn out beautiful in this school. And something else I was thinking about while I was making this school is like, we only have one high school for each of the towns, the worlds. And, we have in each world, we have the diversity of like lower income and higher income. And we have a lot of cultural differences. And so in this high school, I tried to kind of mix all of that together. I try to mix kind of the different areas, and then I mix the, it looks like a higher end high school, to be honest. It does not look anything like my high school that I went to because, mine was a very average one. So maybe, in gameplay, this could be like a private high school. It definitely has obviously a lot of money and resources. But it works out really well and it looks very friendly and beautiful. And here I'm just putting the seating down, and I was trying to be very conscious of like kind of what bleachers looked like. But I didn't want to do like individual chairs, just because it would be weird in my opinion. Down in the bottom here, I added gaps for handy-capable individuals if they needed to be parked there. I'm hoping at some point the Sims will have different handy-capable abilities such as wheelchairs and so forth, but as of right now we don't. So now the plants, I know they're a little weird in here, I understand that, but it was a little blank, and so like it felt like it needed it. And it kind of looks cool on the different levels. I'm not sure if that was a good plan or a bad plan, but I really think they look cool. So here I'm searching and searching for these flags. I wanted it to look very sporty, very clean. Oops, I don't know why that popped up. I must have hit a weird button. So yeah, we're just continuing through, and then this is going to be primarily for basketball, but it is obviously going to be for other activities and sports that the school might be holding here. My high school auditorium did have, or gym, did have the basketball hoops, but it also had, we played all sorts of stuff there. Just getting the flooring in. And I did want them to look metal for some reason. That like really stuck in my head that these would be metal bleachers, but then they ended up kind of blending in. So they are technically metal, but they do blend in with the floor coloring. So, I mean, it looks really nice, but it is a little similar. And here I'm just adjusting everything to make it look better. And then I knew like this was going to be my little walkthrough area, and this will turn into like the gym area back there, like the workout room. So like I have the main auditorium, and then I have like the gym where like we'll have all the workout area, and then it'll have these two spaces here, which will be male and female changing areas, lockers is going to be located here. And if you see, I'm kind of popping around a lot because I need to add in the required pieces of the high school before I can save this lot, and it kind of spooks me not being able to save. So if you're kind of curious why I'm popping around a little bit, which you'll see a lot more here in a minute, I'll really start popping around because I get nervous about not saving because, you know, it's The Sims. The Sims do not like us not saving. It just like tests our limits on that. So yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, I'm kind of quickly doing things right now. I added the higher walls because I wanted the taller doors. And that's the office right there. And then the principal's office is going to be right through here. And I wanted it to look friendly, but I wanted it to look official at the same time. And here I'm just kind of spinning around, figuring out my layout. Hopefully you don't get dizzy. So I really enjoy this pattern, and this is where I found out that my walls were a little uneven, and so I do fix that. You know, it just bothers me. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I'm just like, I can't handle that. I can't handle it being uneven, and so I do fix it. And then I just add like a little room right here. And I had little weird little nooks and crannies in this build. And so it was like I had to figure out how to fill them too, because this is a huge build. This is a 64 by 64 lot. And so it takes a lot to fill that up. So here I'm going to start zipping around more because I'm doing the requirements, which is that's pulled down right there. I really wish I could do any desk and designate it for the principal, but unfortunately I have to use the designated principal desk. So that's the one that we have to use. It's not very pretty, but it is what it is. So here where I'm zipping around, I'm getting in the required desks. Now they only require 6 of them, but I put way more in because I want it to look more like a real school. I would love to be able to do more than 2 classrooms, functional classrooms, but unfortunately that is just what we have. But I make like a lot of like fake ones, as you'll see. Like I make like the art room and the library and the science room and the logic area and everything else. And so here's like a multi-gender bathrooms that are going to be on either end of the area. So like this is the more holistic area. The other one is going to be more the scientific one, as we spoke about earlier. So these are just little bathrooms in the middles here. I probably should have added more bathrooms to this build, but I didn't. I just didn't. Technically there's like 4 toilets total and like 2 sinks. Well, I mean, there's a lot more sinks in the home ec room, which you'll see, but you know, for washing hands after going to the bathroom. And that's the thing, like there's technically not like a whole lot of like teenagers when you start the game. Like they show up when you make them, so when you're producing children and then in your families and stuff. So here's where the common area is, where they're going to be eating their meals. Quick save because now I got all the required things, and I'm just trying to make it light, very bright, and kind of friendly looking areas. I want this area to be very friendly looking. The whole school should be friendly, right? That's the goal. So I was very inspired for this area back here. So I go ahead and zoom over here and get this going. This is going to be the music area. I feel like a lot of schools don't have this, like in real life even. But like, especially for like the ones I've found on the gallery, there's just not like any music area. And I really wanted to create this area so that like, you know, there is more music and art in the schools. So here they would be able to do like little performances, and then I was like, wait, I don't know if they can get up there. So I did the stairs on the side here. And then I wanted like they could sing, and then like I knew there was a podium somewhere and I was searching for that. But then I found this and I was like, that's perfect. And I made it to where, yes, I could take photos there, of course. There's the podium there. But I wanted it to be kind of like a little hidden area for them to be walking through. So like when they're waiting to enter the stage, they're not just like on display. So here I'm just doing the musical instruments, doing multiples of each, you know, to make it look more like there might be an orchestra happening. I really wish we had more options for music. I wish we had the drum set. I wish we had like xylophones and like stuff like that, so we could actually create more music than just guitar, violin, and piano. And I know we have the pipe organ, but you know. Anyway, we're just continuing through decorating, and I know I love those roses too much. I think I use them almost in every build I make, and I just feel like they work really well in this case though. It looks really neat, like a neat backdrop. So here I'm just making it look a little more theater-like. Adding in more decorations. And I was really having a struggle trying to find what fit well here. And I was like, well, maybe these, because they are music-based. And then I decided to put those over there. And then extend this into a larger, which I think just looks so pretty. Quick saves, because you know, you gotta save. You just have to, it's The Sims. So we're bouncing around a little bit, getting the doors in, because I realized I was kind of missing some there. And then we're going to go ahead and make this little space. Now this space is awkward, okay? So the idea of this space is that it's storage for the theater stuff, for the music. So it's where like they're going to put, where the kids are going to be located before a performance, and maybe that's where their supplies are. So I put like a lot of random stuff in here. But it's supposed to be like, you know, like performance stuff. At least it made sense in my head when I was doing it. So just like supplies, boxes, just little trinkets. Then I found that flag and I thought it was perfect for the stage. Maybe blankets, pillows, maybe their outfits to change into, you know, if you're there, I don't know. It was just a thought. So then I also have this. I put that there because I thought it was like maybe if they're like reading or doing music sheets or something, they could use that. And then I found these and I thought it was perfect for this area. So I moved them over here and recolored everything a little bit. And then I found more decoration, which I like. It's like condiments for each table. I thought it looked really nice. Cozy. So let's see. So this area here is going to be the home ec area. So a lot of places that, at least my high school had a home ec. I know a lot of people don't. Home economics. So this is like where they could learn to cook. So I decided to put this in here so that they could hone in their cooking skills. I do change this up a little bit in the back there. So they all have their own sinks. They have multiple refrigerators, not like real fancy ones, you know. It's a high school. So they have, you know, their own little stoves, stovetops. They don't have any ovens. And then their own little garbage is on each little area so that they can, you know, clean up after themselves. And then I remembered I didn't have any garbages out here. So I did recycling and regular garbage. blenders, so just multiples of everything. And here is like the little storage area, so that's where the big heavy dishwashers are, and like some more supplies would be in there. And then just some decorations in here just to liven up the walls. And then I really love this tile. I tried to find it in my last build and I couldn't find it for anything, and I found it again in this build and I was very pleased. So I did add it in. And then here I'm just like pretending, so that first one that I just put that big bucket on, this one here, that is going to be like the teacher's station where she or he is demonstrating, you know, how to cook and do things. And so the idea is like they have the bigger bucket of sauce, and then they have the rest of them have like littler versions of that. So that's what's on there. So then, you know, each have their own little supplies. And I didn't like this wall being like super blank, and so I did kind of liven it up a little more with wallpaper. So something I've been trying to do for this one, and I did do, is I did these little, they're like the club seals, and I use them above to signify what is in each area. So like that would be food, that one's music, and then we have, you'll see it, and then we have like the office and everything else. Now this area is really fun. This is, in my school, we had a senior lounge in the cafeteria area. So then what happened was, like, if you were a senior, you were able to come in and use the lounge on your own. Now ours was like on a little stage in the in our cafeteria, but like this one's got its own room, and I thought that was kind of neat that they could have their own little space. Here I'm just kind of jumping around a little bit because I keep finding things that I'm like, oh, I need this in the other room. And here I'm looking for the chairs, which I can never find off the bat. It's the seating that's L-shaped, like from the dine out. And so it just takes me forever to find them. But I eventually do. There we go. See? And so then I'm just, you know, really trying to use this space up wisely, but make it friendly and inviting, and make it like they've achieved something by being able to use this space. Just getting those tables in so they can eat back here. And then just making it a little more exciting, giving them some little props and stuff. And then I found that little costume one from the new Love Struck, and I thought that was perfect for the backstage area for the music. Give them a little something back here to do. Fish tanks. And then I found this camera, and I thought it was so perfect. Like, oh, they could be filming and like airing their performances, you know, both like athletically and musically. So I fuss with the walls here for a minute, and then I change it around, and then I just playing around with what I want. And so I figured these people are about to graduate and maybe go to college or university, and so they probably have like motivation. So like here's like flags, and you know, they have like what else did I do? And like the graduation poster, and like the little selfie area over here, and you know, just neat little knickknacks, colors and stuff. Just trying to find a rug that fits and looks nice in there. So let's see, we're spinning around a little bit, adding in more doors. And then this one's going to be I believe the library. Yep, the library. And I really enjoy libraries. I think they're really friendly and cozy, and great places to spend a lot of time. And so I wanted this space to reflect that feeling. I was like, this is cozy, this is nice. I want to spend time reading in here. I do eventually adjust this a little bit more just to fit in a back room. That one little weird little room that's right there, but not quite yet. So hang around, we're getting there. So here's some little study tables. And then I do the librarian's desk. All light colors, blue, light blues, light browns, whites, you know, more blues. And like I like the idea that it's got like blankets and pillows and like these like beanbag chairs and, you know, just like real friendly space to spend time. Now I do a little chess table in here, but this is not where the chess club lives. They enjoy the library, but that is not where they hang. You're gonna see that here in a minute. So here is where I'm adding in more books and clutter and things so that they can, you know, just look lived in and more friendly. Now that one was like placing somewhere behind it and I wasn't really sure where, and so that's what I was trying to investigate. I love those pillows that came with the like unlock thing, but like I can't seem to make them work for me. So if you have any tips or tricks on that one, please let me know. I would very much enjoy hearing from you. So we're just continuing through. I'm gonna go ahead and pop over and start working over here. This is where the area is for the principal back here. And I wanted it to look friendly, but professional at the same time. So here I did like a bookcase, and then I do end up changing the colors of the desk to make it look a little more cohesive with the rest of the colors that are happening in that area. And then I remembered about like fire hydrants and stuff, or not fire hydrants, but the alarm and the one that does the sprinkler system. So I added those in. So I imagine these little benches here are probably like for those kids that are waiting to go into the principal's office. This is the office area. And then I found the trophies and I was like, oh, these have to go into this area. So here we're just adding more. And then I figured like maybe like if they had phones confiscated or something like that, or found, this is maybe where they would put it in the office. This is the nurse's office on this side, which we're gonna work on here more in a minute. And then I figured like these signs would say like the name of the school, so I put them there. And then bounce back over here to do this one. And I kind of fussed around with this, like what I wanted to do for the counter. And even then I settled on, I think, something different. So, yeah, because I couldn't do the chair. And I was like, well, that's no good. And so then I found this other one that looked more professional. Added a little counter here so it looks a little more complete. Added some in there. That's going to be the staff room in there. This one here, again, is the nurse's office. And then I was trying to do like the hospital beds because I thought that would be really cool. But I ended up on these using these kind of military ones because it kind of looks like they could store stuff with at the ends of them, and like their shoes are there too. So it's like, okay. Because, you know, sometimes the kids really don't feel good and they need to lay down, or maybe they came to school and they're just exhausted. And then I wanted them to have some privacy. So I turn on my cheat there so I can get them in there properly. And then I just still wanted it to look very sweet and lively in here. And then I tried to do more privacy here by putting the couch there, and I didn't like it. So I do move that. And I figured maybe she has like, or he has a hot tea area, so like, you know, supplies, so they can make some hot drinks if they're feeling the need. Here we're just adding more blankets and supplies that maybe they would offer the children while they're in there. And then they found this little barrier, and I thought that was perfect for adding a little bit more privacy between the couch and the bed. I figured that maybe is like, says, oh, this is a health room. This is, you know, this is the health information of the day. And then I put those in there so she has storage, or he has storage, whoever the nurse is. And I added the skeleton just because I had to. I just had to do it. It felt appropriate. And I'm just turning that off, so I'm making sure. I get really nervous using the move objects on, especially for furniture and things like that, because I get nervous that I'm gonna break it. That like I'm gonna put things down, it's gonna look great, and then then nobody can use it. None of the Sims can use it, and that would just be useless. Like all that time spent in nothing. So I like the idea of the heart, but then I settled on the flowers because like if you have the get to work and they go to the hospital, they have the heart above their heads when they're a patient. So that's why I kind of settled on just using that heart there. I found some great wall decorations that I wanted to spread throughout the walls here. And I was trying to get the really big ones. And then I was like, man, I need more here. And so like I was like, oh, an arrow, no. And then I thought these pictures were neat because it kind of makes it feel like maybe this is what the school looked like before. And this is what it looks like now. Like maybe it was been around for a really long time. And then like maybe the blueprints of the school or something. So let's see, we're zipping around a little bit, popping around a little hard. And then I decided I didn't like the white for the main school areas. And so I ended up doing that light blue. If you haven't noticed in my builds, I tend to use that light blue a lot. It is one of my favorite colors, especially in these builds. I like it with the light wood and the brown wood and then the blue is really pretty. So here I'm just making this area look a little more cozy. Here is when I spread out the rest of the paint. And I really wish some of these pictures, these really big ones, had different like examples on them, because it was like it would have been really nice for it to be like, you know, different versions of that picture so that I could have used it in multiple places. Or anyway, this is the logic area. I don't know what it would be called, but like this is where you can build up your logic. So they have like, that's the science right there that I'm putting these in. But like the other room, which we're gonna focus on, that's just so I don't forget my pieces. This room, and then yeah. See, I'm bouncing. I'm really sorry. I'm like finding things that I'm going, oh yeah, I want to do that. And so I'm bouncing around a lot. So this is the yoga room. Like I said, this is the more the nature wellness area of the school. And so this is actually a room for yoga. But I think we're going to bounce back. Yeah, that's not going to stay there. That's going to go back here in the gym area. Again, I'm finding stuff as I'm going and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I want to do that. So I'm bouncing around. I hope it's not making you dizzy. So anyway, this high schools do have a chess club. And so I wanted to make sure that they had an actual space to do that and learn logic skills. And so that's where this area is located. And then I found the podium and I was like, oh, well, they could do like debate, like dueling debates against each other. And then I was like, I don't know. And those are from Strangerville. It's like listening devices. That's actually a weather device. I'm curious if the kids can actually use them. And then I find that, let's see. And I change the colors in here a little bit. And I'm like, add the chairs. And I decided I wanted them to have the same chair. And then I wanted like computer area. So maybe this is like the computer lab. I don't know. I don't know what to call this room. If you have any ideas, let me know. Because I had a struggle figuring out what to call this room. And so, but yeah, this is where they can come work on computer activities, logic, and stuff like that. This is going to be my art area on this side over here. This is the art room. And so, yeah, I'm just angling everything. I really wanted that photo booth in there for some reason. I was like, ooh. But then I was like, no, don't do that. Maybe in another build. But here they have those tablets are the digital art ones. So that they can do digital art, they can do physical art. And then I wanted to get some paintings up on the walls. And then, yeah, so let's see. And I decided on this glass fixture instead. And then I loved using this as on the bottom here because I feel like it's like the newspaper is replaceable, right? Instead of like a rug or throw a rug or something like that. You know, they have like the painted rug, but anyway, and then I did the mirror so they can do like pictures of themselves, paintings of themselves. I did the lighting up here because I felt that they would could change the atmosphere of the lights, the lighting areas, and so they can play with light theory. And then I changed the paint, I think a couple times. And then I moved those so that we can have some displays of their art. And then, yeah, we're just getting more deco going, trying to find stuff that more liven it up. And I found this little gnome, and it cracks me up because, like, it's like, oh, he's like, you know, a model for them. Which I know they wouldn't do in high school, but it just, I don't know, it made me laugh. So yeah, so there's a model for them to paint. So just spinning around here a little more, getting distracted by my tasks. You know, I keep forgetting what I'm working on, and then I'm just going. Because if you notice, I was working on the logic room, and then now I was working on the art room, and now I'm working in the hallways. And so I'm just popping all over the place. I like the way this looked, but then I was like, that makes the hallway really narrow through there, and so I ended up getting like a smaller one. The only thing like I wish I had added was like a counseling room and like a resource room. But I kind of feel like we have a lot of cozy spaces already. But like I kind of feel like the counseling and the nurse could be kind of like interchangeable. That was my thought anyways. So here, this is the yoga room for wellness. I really wanted the idea that they have multi-purpose rooms where they could practice many different disciplines, and this is one of them. Like I said, this is the wellness area, the art area, and yeah, so I added, where is it? There it is. I added this, what is it called? The utility rooms right there. I felt it was appropriate because it is a school, and you know, teenagers make choices, so it is, you know, a spot for them to use if they so choose. Gonna leave it there. So anyway, this is the back room for the librarian, so that they can use storage. Maybe a little bit of like a restricted area for books, maybe kind of thing in Harry Potter. So yeah, it's just a simple little space back there. And then just adding in more here. See, I'm working on the library now. So, and then back over here, just bouncing everywhere. I was so inspired doing this that I was just everywhere. I couldn't help myself. I just kept bouncing. And I've kept finding things. And I was like, oh, this is perfect for this room, as I said. So again, I hope I'm not making you dizzy or confused. Whoa, I don't know what was that about. That was quite a bit of spinning. And this is just like, this is actually on the logic side of the school. So, but I still wanted it to be cozy because I feel like school should be inviting. And so this is like a cozy room. Well, not like a cozy room, but like it's a classroom, but it's cozy. So I just, you know, and a lot of times teachers are fantastic at this. They turn an empty room into this very inviting space for students and, you know, and for themselves. And so I really wanted to reflect that maybe this teacher worked really hard. Maybe they wish they were on the other side, you know, of the building, you know, in the more wellness area. And that's why they're kind of more friendly looking. But like, you know, the whole school is welcoming and they love their students and they really work hard. And so then as teachers do, typically. So this is, you know, reflecting that and mentality in that space. So this build took me a very, very long time. It took me all day. It was very large, very long. This is sped up, if you haven't noticed. This is not like regular speed building. This is sped up and it still took me a long time. This is a long video. And like it took me a longer time to do it because it is sped up. So there is going to be a certain point where I decide it's very repetitive, and so I actually use a little magic, a little movie making magic, little gnome magic, and I hurried it along for everybody's sakes. So, but right now we're just still working. This is the science room, and where they can do robotics, they can do veterinary work, they can do like science experiments. And you know, and then it is still friendly. So there's plants. And then I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to do next. And then I decided I didn't like that door being like that, so I changed it. Just spin it around back over to this classroom. This is on the wellness side, so it is definitely going to look different than the other one. While the other one was very friendly looking, this one's very nature-based. And I debated on changing every one of those desks and chairs to a different color, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, bleh, that's a lot of work. So I didn't do that. But as you can see, there's just a lot of different elements to this room. It's very different from the other one. So just desperately trying to find something here. And then I play around with what I want for these posters. And, you know, they're nature-based and like kind of like river systems and stuff like that. So I thought that worked out well. So this is where my gnome magic will show up. And we're just going to go zippity-doo-dah and... here we go. This is the finished school. It is ready to go. It just, you know, turned out fantastic, and we're going to do that quick tour. I did landscaping. There's hidden llamas right there, if you can see them. There's sign above. And then we're just going to creep in. Now, I did have a hard time with the walls, as you're going to see. Anyway, there's those blueprints. There's the information center. Here's our main office on this side. And then our nurse's office on this side. And then we're just going to go ahead and turn around and pop into the office. And I do have to put my walls down. I did try to do it with like the walls up so that you can see like what's on the deco and what's on the sides and stuff like that. But it was just not working, as you can see. So, yeah, so I did add a rug, I had some flowers in there, and then I repainted and redid the, principal's office. They have some new mirrors, a new plant life, new window, well, the windows are there new too. Just, you know, it looks really cozy and friendly. And then on this side again is the nurse's lounge, and area for kiddos to hang out. You pretty much saw how that all turned out, but it is all done. Has some new rugs and stuff on there. Continuing back into the main hallway, we have back that way again is the wellness. And then this is the common area, and then I did landscaping out there, which I'll show you more in a minute. Here we have the recycling and the trash and the senior lounge, which we're gonna go check out in just a moment, I believe. Nope. Kinda. So we're gonna go, that's the library. All done, all shifted around. Very cozy. Their little back area here. And I did find the little chess piece for this one, so I was happy for that. And then I changed up the way this walls look to get some more art on the walls. Gave a little information table in there. And back into the cafeteria area. And then I did do the diamond pendulum, the plaque thing. Here is the senior lounge again. I kind of pretend like those are two different signs. One for, you know, recycling, one for trash. Here's the home ec area. A little storage space, and then the music area. The windows are a little misplaced, but that's all right. Looks good. Probably gonna remove that window there. The little storage area back here crosses through. Here's the science, all finished. Our room. Back to the nurse there. And then our staff space. Very colorful, very inviting. And then we're gonna go this way. Our other classroom. Our yoga area. The art area with our gnome, who's our beautiful model. Makes me laugh. I can't help it. It's kind of naughty, isn't it? I'm sorry. And then we go back through the common area. I'm trying not to spin too fast. It's kind of tricky. This is our fitness area, so our auditorium. Whoa, there we go. And then through here is our locker rooms with our spaces there. Let's see. Our female and our male. And I realized that door was flipped the wrong way, so I actually fixed that here in just a second. And then I noticed that the doors were see-through or like kind of fogged. So I actually added these fences in on both sides so they don't go down. So it's obvious there's privacy in the locker room, as you can see them clearly as we spin. But here's the fitness area. Here's the outside space so they can have a nice little outdoor area. They do have the microscope, or not the microscope, the telescope out here so they can practice that. And you know, that's it. That's the space. I really hope you enjoyed this build. It is up on the gallery. I am going to tweak it a little bit because like some of the windows are in weird spaces. But I hope you were inspired and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for sticking around. And most of all, I hope you have a beautiful day, night, or whatever time it is for you. Bye!